Hello to all of my creative and crafty lovelies, especially parents, teachers, anyone who has children or works with children. We have just started our winter break officially today from all of the schooling things, and I thought I would share a couple of fun crafts this week if you are looking for a fun wintry way to entertain your young ones in a creative sort of way. So what I want to share with you today, super easy. It's stuff that you should have at home, so if you live someplace that's snowy, then you don't have to go anywhere for anything. So today's craft, we're going to make some snowflakes using coffee filters, just regular old coffee filters, a spray bottle of water. If you don't have a spray bottle of water, I will give you a second option. Some washable, they have to be washable, Crayola markers, and some scissors. Obviously, these are not safety scissors. I don't have safety scissors here at home, but if you have young ones, definitely the safety scissors. So we're gonna make some really cute, fun tie-dye snowflakes. We'll flip you guys around and we'll get started. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our Crayola washable markers and we're going to take one of our coffee filters and we are going to create a really pretty design on it. It can be either on this side or the more rounded side. It doesn't matter. This is great too. So I encouraged my kids. I did this with fourth graders. I've done this with second graders and kindergartners. So this is just, it's probably really loud. Sorry. All those markers coming out of the box. So this is one of those things that is a great craft for the young ones, for like, you know, your 4-year-olds, your 5-year-olds, maybe even, well, I don't know. It depends on how crafty your toddler is. But you know, they can just get some colors on the paper or on the filter and be happy. And then you get the older kids, like my fourth graders, who really get into it and decide they're going to create some kind of cool designs, right? Oh, that is going straight through onto my table. Good thing it's washable. Oh, these are brand new markers. I'm not used to using brand new markers. The ones we have at the nonprofit I work for are not this inky. So just be aware of that. But again, they are washable. So bonus for tables, for clothes, for all those things. So you can encourage the kids to create designs using the lines that are on here, right? To create patterns. So it's a good lesson in pattern making. You can even do, you know, just think about how to create different shapes, etc. But ultimately, I told my kids not to get too attached to whatever shapes or to create, you know, intricate images or wording or anything like that, because what we're going to do with this is once it's all colored in is spray it with water. And when we spray it with water, ooh, that just shot right across there. Once we spray it with water, you will see the magic happen and all the fun things. So I'm going to color this in and then I'm going to spray the water. And if you don't have a water bottle, it is okay. I'm going to give you a tip on how you can get this wet without a water bottle. Okay, so here is my finished, interesting, very haphazard sort of beginnings of a snowflake. And I have to share this with you because I thought this was funny. It's ultra clean washable, ultra lavable. I mean, is that a real word? Ultra lavable. I'm assuming, you know, you get lots of bubbles with this. So I'm also wondering, like, if you just paint your hand with a marker, is it going to be super bubbly? I might have to try. I don't know, because I'm just a big kid after all. So anyway, moving right along. I'm going to clean this up and then we're going to move on to our next step. So now that I've cleaned up my table, told you it comes up very easily, I'm going to lay this on top of this towel. This is just a washcloth that has kind of seen better days, so it's about to become an art towel. The towel you saw a moment ago, these markers are rolling everywhere and being so noisy, so rude. I have a bunch of these kind of towels that are art towels, and I take these to use in my classroom. They're literally just old towels. Some of them are large towels that I ripped up and I use them for paint. I use them to clean up paint spills, to wipe brushes, and I wash them every so often, so kind of prevents using a ton of paper towels, and also for projects like this. But I'm going to put it on this one so you guys can see better. I used these in the classroom and just laid them out. The reason being, I'm gonna spray this with my water, okay? Here we go. We're gonna watch the water magic. So I sprayed each of them probably 3 or 4 times. I let the kids decide how much they wanted it to be sprayed. But the whole methodology behind this is that the coffee filter starts pulling the inks apart and they start melting together. And depending on the colors that you use, they start to sort of spread out. Now it takes a few minutes for this to dry. The reason that I put it on the towel, here's just a little tip. One of the teachers used paper plates, and I had thought about doing that, but the paper plates, the coffee filter paper and the plates will tend to maybe stick together, but it does end up creating a really pretty effect on the paper plates too. And I was just concerned about it sticking to the tables, and so I thought towels would be a good option. Paper towels, same issue as with the paper plates. This way, it's like there's enough air for it to pass through to dry fairly quickly, and you don't have to worry about it sticking. Again, I wouldn't use my finest white linens for this, just in case the ultra lavable markers don't wash out, because you never know. But something like this works just fine. Set it aside for a few minutes before we start to cut it, and you can kind of see all of the cool things happening here, and that creates our tie-dye effect. Now, again, this is why I encourage the kids not to necessarily write words unless they were to do something really big, and even then it probably is going to filter out and mush together in that very tie-dye style. But, you know, fill it in. And it's fun because they all do something a little different. And again, it's great for all different ages. So we're going to give this a few minutes to dry. If you hear a bunch of noises in the background, once again, it is my Hazel breaking into the room, creating distraction while I video. I digress. So we're going to give this a few minutes to dry, and then I'm going to show you guys how to cut the snowflake. I mean, look at this little stinker. Ruckusing. So much ruckusing. So much distraction. But you gotta love them, right? She's a little art cat. Say hello. Getting so mad. So mad. I want to jump on the coffee filter. So while we're watching this dry, it's almost dry. It doesn't take too long. I knew I was writing something. So if you don't have a water bottle at home, most people do, like spray plants or whatever. If you don't, it's okay. If you want to lay this on a towel, or even if you have like just a plate, I would say just a plate, you know, one of your dinner plates, or a plastic sort of tub of something, or a cookie sheet. It doesn't matter. This is non-toxic stuff we're working with, but you can lay this on there, get some water in a jar, and just use kind of a I wouldn't say a super large brush, just a medium-sized brush, and brush the water on there. That way they will kind of get to play a little more too, and it's going to move the paint around a little bit, well, the ink a little bit, but that in itself can be fun as well. Or you can do both. If you're at home and they're loving this project, you can try one with the spray bottle, and you can try one with the paintbrush. So now our little tie-dye snowflake is dry, and again, you can add more water, more color. Super cute. What we're going to do, this is how we're going to fold it. Okay, so you're going to fold it in half like a taco. Where the edges meet, just kind of give it a nice little crease, and then corner to corner again. Fold it, and we start getting this lovely little fan shape. All right, and then one more time, corner to corner, just kind of all the way around, and boom, we've got a nice little ice cream cone shape. And then you're going to cut into the edges any kind of shapes you want. For some of the kids, the younger ones especially, that struggle with trying to get the handle on the scissors, I would tell them, you know, just some basic shapes. For the older ones, I would challenge them to create, you know, some different kinds of shapes and a variety of shapes, and they really, really loved it. So with the younger ones, I would say, you know, like maybe some rectangles like I'm doing here, the triangle shapes, just do lots of different triangles, especially with safety scissors. Sometimes the safety scissors don't cut as well as we would like them to, but it's also a really good skill for them to learn how to do the cutting. if they're struggling with that a little bit, the younger ones, right? And to really control their cutting so they don't go all the way through to the other side. That's one thing that I would make them aware of as well. Be sure you're leaving nice amounts of space in between so that you don't cut your snowflake in half or make it too fragile. So cut lots of nice little shapes into it. Oop. You can cut the little circle out in the middle that way, even on the edges, right? Just some basic triangles. And what's cool about this is if you find a shape you really, really like and you're like, that's the most amazing snowflake ever, all you have to do is just fold it back up into this, and you can use this as a template and outline on another coffee filter, and you've got a template. And I think these little scraps, this is how I think as an artist and a teacher, all of these little scraps could be used, put in little baggies and used for collage or other projects, right? Waste not, want not. Be resourceful. And then we unfold this lovely, and yay, you get this very cool tie-dye effect snowflake. I'm going to tell you guys, my kids had the best time with this. My kids, as far as like the kids that I teach, and they really enjoyed this. So the transition from you just have a boring coffee filter to coloring this in and the water effect, it's just kind of a nice little process, but it doesn't take an insanely long amount of time, which is always great when you're dealing with kids. And here's just a plain white one. One thing you will notice, if I had a few kids that wanted to just do a bunch of white ones, but you see how this one, it doesn't really want to lay flat. And this one, since we sprayed it with water, does. If they want them to stay kind of poofy, that's fine. Or you can even just spray these with water so that it stretches out a little bit and they lay a little more flat as well. You could take these, do a big group classroom collage, or they can take them home and just enjoy them and hang them on their walls. So that is our little snowflake project for the day. And I'm going to tell you, I actually enjoyed cutting these too. I find it very soothing, and it's kind of fun to see all the different shapes that you can create with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope your kids enjoy it. And I'm going to try to do a couple of more videos, kid-related videos with some of the projects we've been doing at work and that the kids are really enjoying, and things that I think you can do at home with stuff you probably already have if you have any sort of craft supplies or art supplies. So hope you guys like that. If you did, watch for the next video. Give me some comments, some feedback below. Let me know if your kids enjoyed this, if you enjoyed this. I mean, I like the crafts. So anyway, like, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.